Alright guys, I'm going to do the shellacking real quick on here. I left some of the maker's marks onto this thing. Not maker's marks, but user stuff. It's because I like the look of it. I'm doing some shellac on this thing. Some of the tricks that I found are to do like a French polish. You need to basically wad a ball together. Alright. Wrap it with another cotton. One of the tricks is that some of these fuzzies get stuck on here and that ends up getting in your finish. So just want to give it a good shake. Get this crap off of here, because that's the most important part, making sure that the dust doesn't come out. I also rub this down with denatured alcohol before I even attempt this. I take regular shellac that you get at the box store. They do a 50-50 mixture with denatured alcohol that thins it out. So I like that. So this is going to be my applicator. So I'm just going to get the crap off that as well. So with a French polish, it's like a two-part thing. You basically wet the rag, blot, go. So let's see what happens here. So this rag's a little big, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you do a tight knot. You could do this with cotton, like Q-tips. And get it nice and centered on there. Bring it around. Make a nice little pad for it. Usually I don't do this on camera. It's tight. I was taught this by my mentor because I didn't really know how to apply this stuff. So you want to get a nice tight ball. You're basically just going to go and rub. So you're going to get this nice and wet. Blot. Wet. Blot. And then rub. So it's just all about thin coats, and by the time you're done with, let's say, one side of this, it's going to pretty much be dry. So it's kind of cool how it all comes together. And because of the denatured alcohol and the type of shellac is cool because you could apply the shellac and then years later, if there's a problem, you just apply more shellac, it melts it, and then it goes. So like you could take shellac off with more shellac or denatured alcohol because it'll melt it, and you just keep going. So this is like the general process, and you don't want to wet it, you don't want to get it saturated. So you just, that's the whole blot. You don't want it to get, and this is just coat one. Really thought I was being cute with these screws. Turns out it's fucking me here. Part of my language. I was raised by wolves. Some people like that shit. Just gonna get rid of these screws. Sometimes I do it with totes. But as you see, it's dried already. So that's kind of cool. Then you just come in here. So I didn't blot. You see how crappy that is? Terrible. Terrible. But luckily this stuff's forgiving. Really terrible. See all that bubbling? We didn't have any of that before. So you go to the dry side of the rag and pull it out. So at least you get to see some mistakes, right? because it dries fast, I don't really have to worry about too much. See, like it's almost dried over here. I don't know if you can see that with the light, but this stuff dries super fast. So this is all about, and this is like general finishing tricks, right? So with a lot of finishes, some people, I guess you could rush it, right? By just putting it on and then sanding it off and thinking you're good. But with shellac, you just take your time. It's very forgiving. I figure I'll do the first coat and cut the video. Put it down for a minute, right? So there's no runs. You know where your hand's gonna be primarily. Where the grain usually ends. It usually sucks it in like any finish, right? Doesn't take a lot, right? This is probably gonna be like a 3 or 4 run. Wait 10 minutes, do it again. And you probably wait like, to know it's dry, you just take your fingers and do that. And if your fingers go into the finish and it's still gummy, and it's still good, and you gotta wait a little longer. That should be good round number 1. Hope you enjoyed it.